I mean, it's been a dream come true for me, honestly. Just a script after script after script. These writers are pumping out these beautiful words that we're lucky enough to say. And Kevin specifically has just he's grown so much from where we found him to where we left him at the end of season one. He's growing as a man. He's learning how to sort of function as an adult in the world. He's developing the tools and the ability to use them to sort of navigate through life and kind of get what he wants in a respectful manner, in a legal manner. And yeah, in season two, we find him in a pretty good place. His career is going well. Things with Sophie are going well. But it is a drama, right? And so we have to tell the story. Not everything comes so easily to Kevin, hopefully. So yeah, so there'll be some pitfalls, and we'll see how he navigates them and how he gets through all of that. So now he's in a very familiar spot, and a lot of people would say, well, why can't he just go do the movie in LA? Long distance relationships, people do it all the time. But that's kind of a lot to ask of Sophie, because that's very familiar territory, and last time they did that, it did not end well. So that's where he's at. He's sort of at the crossroads right now of like, what do I do? Do I take the movie? Do I stay with her? Can I have both? Do I have to choose one or the other? So we will see what happens. I think it's very fair to say he's definitely a fun character to play. And the interesting thing about Kevin, for me, is that there are a lot of similarities between the two of us, really. But I think there are more. There's more to the picture, or the painting, as Kevin says, that is not at all similar. I mean, I see him doing things that I would never do. That's the interesting part about sort of playing that kind of character. And also, I mean, he does these goofy things, and he gets, people are laughing sometimes with him, sometimes at him, sometimes he's laughing at himself, sometimes he's a buffoon, but it earns those really deep, earnest, moments, truthful moments that he has, where he's talking about life and death and the painting and how he sees life and all of that kind of stuff. So he's a really deep, heartfelt guy that is just, I mean, he leads with his heart. And so I think all those scenes that you see where he's like clowning around or doing whatever, it's endearing because you know who the guy really is, Well, I think for Kevin and Kate, they're obviously very close. They rely on each other almost too much, and it's become this sort of unhealthy codependent relationship where they may not be able to function apart from one another. So they've almost become like one person. It's kind of unhealthy. So they make that break. Last season, there was a time where Kevin was like, "You're fired. Like, let's go. I'm gonna go my way. You go your way. Let's just see what happens and see if we grow." And it's great, and it starts to work for both of them. And then Kate meets this great guy, and he's fantastic. And Kevin loves this dude. He's awesome. But it's taking time away from his time with his sister, and it's sort of like a third person coming into this relationship. It's like it's not comfortable. Sterling is the same as I am in that we both think that relationship between Kevin and Randall is just so deep, and they both really love each other, and they both really want it. But it's just not easy. I mean, they're so different. So it's great to work with him. It's great that the writers are writing those deep relationships. Then it's not a brother relationship that's just like, these two guys that like they get along, they're brothers. They can talk to each other a certain way and move on. There's a lot of deep stuff there that happened a long time ago that was never talked about, that needs to sort of be pulled out and looked at and talked about. And it's not an easy thing. It takes some time. That can be looked at as, when people ask that question, why does it work so well? I think it's that relatability. I think it's real people in real situations. Life is difficult, man. Life is hard sometimes, but yet it just keeps going. And you're a spoke in a wheel sometimes, but you got to figure this stuff out. And we tell these stories that are real, that are difficult, there aren't always solutions to these things. These characters are flawed, and I think that that is something that people can relate to.